witches, Celeste the Silver Cord here, bringing you your full moon ritual for March 9th, 2020. This is for the full worm moon. This is because the worms are coming out of the ground now. It's a full moon in Virgo too. And Virgo is all about the maiden energy, the priestess energy, and the power of daily rituals. And Virgo has also been known in history to also represent Persephone, which is the goddess of spring. And with the equinox coming up, that is when she comes back from the underworld and comes back up to the surface. So this ritual, I had mentioned a planting ritual in one of my other videos, and a lot of people have been asking for a more in-depth tutorial on it, so that's what I'm going to be doing with this today. I'm also going to go over some aspects of the moon here. So the full moon in March is a full moon in Virgo at 19 degrees. The sun is at Pisces at 19 degrees. So Pisces is very much the crone energy. So this is a really big dynamic between the maiden and the crone here. And they're both at 19, which ends up equaling out to 1. So this is a lot of time for self-reflection and self-introspection right now. We also have, you have the sun at 19 degrees of Pisces. You have Neptune at 18 degrees, which is bringing us a 9, which is all about self-discipline. And Neptune is all about intuition and inspiration. And with it being in Pisces, it's about secret truths. So a lot of this is balancing out both our dualistic natures between our shadow side and our light side. You know, and accepting our toxic traits and our good traits, and accepting areas of things that, behaviors that no longer serve us, and looking towards growing areas that we know are a direction that we want to go in. You also have Mercury going direct. It's going to be on the full moon. It's going to be at 28 degrees of Aquarius, and it's going to be shifting back out of Aquarius. So it's just shifting in and just touching on it and then coming back out. And that's going to bring a pretty big wave, and it's going to really, a lot of people can feel distant, but it's going to be more of just a expanding out to a higher perspective before we go back into that Capricornian energy. And with it being at 28, it's also the number 7, so it's the number of the scholar. This is really a big time to learn a lot about yourself. We also have Saturn at 28 degrees of Capricorn going into Aquarius. And Saturn is all about responsibility. And I heard a great quote the other day, and it was, it is your responsibility to respond to your abilities. And with all this other introspection and the balancing nature of what is going on and everything, it really is a time to respond to your abilities. It is time to really ground down any of those New Year's resolutions or anything else that have been plateauing or falling off, or you've been not staying on schedule with those things. That's what this ritual is all about. I even pulled out one of my goddess tarot cards for this month. Now Virgo is usually the hermit, but in this deck it is contemplation and Chang'o. And Chang'o is a goddess that is stuck on the moon for betraying her lover, pretty much. Her lover had picked her flowers from Earth, and as a punishment they were both sent to live as mortals on Earth. And in desperation they called out for a potion that could bring them back into being gods. And they were like, no, well, we can give you a potion that will both make you both immortal. And Chang'o, because she didn't pick the flowers, felt like she didn't deserve to be stuck on Earth. And took it upon herself that maybe if she drank both hers and his portion of the potion, she would be restored to godhood. So she drinks her and her lover's potion, and she starts to elevate back up, and she becomes immortal again, but she never quite makes it to the stars. She gets stuck on the moon. So she gets stuck in between being a god again. She's still immortal, but now she is stuck on the moon contemplating how she left her love behind. So this is, and I brought this up because this is accepting that we do have selfish natures, we do have toxic natures, we do make bad decisions, and you can't just constantly overlook those in yourself. And with this ritual, the main focus of it being your petition here. And now on this petition, you're going to want to pick an aspect of yourself that you want to build on. Something that you will dedicate at least 15 to 20 minutes, up to an hour would be awesome, on one side. And on the other side, you have to pick a toxic trait that you will let go of. A sacrifice, if you will. Because if you truly want to change your circumstances, your love life, whatever problems it is that you seem to be stuck in a cycle with, if you ever truly want to change your circumstances in your reality and in your world, you have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to do things you've never done before. If you want to be like that woman who gets up and meditates every day and does yoga every day, then you have to get up and meditate every day and do yoga every day. You can't aspire to be your higher self and then never make those decisions to be your higher self. So that's really what we're focusing on in this ritual. So for this ritual, you will need seeds, something that can correspond with your goals, or in our case, because we are working on building, awakening, and developing psychic gifts in our group, I have chosen Calendula Seeds. These are great for psychic gifts, abundance. They represent the sun energy, but also they are good when the plant is full grown. It is good in teas, and it helps with promoting menstruation and whatnot. So it also has that maiden energy to it. For your cauldron, I'm going with the terracotta pot. You can go with any kind of pot, as long as it's flame proof, nothing plastic. And I went with the woman rune, going with the divine feminine and intuition. Then you've got so this is your earth setup. And earth energy is all about actionable steps. So while you're choosing these things, you're choosing ingredients and things that go along with the goals of your actionable steps that you will take. Your petition, where you write down what you will add to your routine and what you will remove from your routine, is your thoughts and words, and that represents the air. You have a candle. I went with a white candle, which is the absence of all color, which is also open to receive. With your candles, you have an opportunity to also etch, and put in symbols or anything else that you are working on. I went with putting the woman rune on this. And then moon water. And well, fire is all about your passion. So that should be what you are passionate about, and what you are passionate. Whatever your goal is that you're adding to your life, it should not be a chore or something that you do not want to do. It should be something that you are passionate about, and you have your fire energy behind. And then I have moon water, which is the waters of emotion. And whatever you are passionate about, you will have emotions behind too. So this is all about getting all your elements all focused on the same direction your spirit is focused on. Spirit, earth, air, fire, water. Bring forth. And this is what we have. Now, for my petition, I also picked out some herbs and some oils. So I went with anise and sage. Anise is good for protection from nightmares, divination, love, and psychic development, which also goes along with the calendula that I got. And for the oil, I have just used regular EVO. It's great for abundance. Whatever oil you have is fine. It's just the carrier. I added mica to it for reflection, because this is about a lot of self-reflection. These two things that you are choosing now are going to be major growth steps for you if you stick to this ritual. Okay? So, what could you add to your routine? That will be the first thing. Will it be yoga? Will it be walking every day? Will it be meditation? Chanting is amazing. If you have a hard time meditating, tantric chanting can help. You pick an affirmation or a phrase and you say that over and over and over and over again. And then if you've hit a point where you realize mind has wandered away from your affirmation, you just come back to the affirmation. So that would be a great ritual to do every day while you're caring for your plant, is, chanting an affirmation for 15 minutes. I don't care if it's lighting a candle and then blowing it out. This is something daily that you will add to your routine. And then something you will remove. Something you don't like that you do, that you will sacrifice. Because it's all about duality and balance. You can't just add into your routine without taking something out. And if you really want to shift your energy and change your circumstances around you, you need to be able to let go of toxic behaviors that you no longer, not like it's cliche, but no longer serves your purpose, no longer fits into the vision that you are setting up for your future. And then you will add something into your routine that does add into this future. Okay. Alright, here we go. Now you can pick any color that goes along. Blue if you're working on yourself spiritually. Orange if you're going for a swift change. Consecrating my candle with the oil. And with the herbs. Alright, and I've chosen what I will add to my routine and what I will take away from my routine. And then you will bless your petition. Sprinkle it with herbs. Seal it. With the wax. I always fold it 3 times. 3 times 3 make it be. And then you will burn your petition. Sometimes a little extra wax helps it burn. Alright. it is important to understand that your daily rituals and things that you do daily are important. And if you do want to genuinely change your frequency and change around you, you have to change. A lot of people spend a lot of time thinking that you can be the same exact person you are today and change and, you know, bring that person into your future. Well, you're not. You're just going to keep dragging your past with you. You have to actually be willing to change yourself if you want to change the surroundings around you. So whatever toxic trait you're giving up, be it smoking, be it a diet of some kind, be it whatever you do to procrastinate, cutting naps out of the middle of your day, do you really need them? You know, this has to be a give and take balance. This is the equinox, the raising of Persephone, the coming into your own power. So this is bringing in something that will grow your power, your abilities. Like I said, with Saturn going into Aquarius, this is thinking outside the box, but this is also your responsibility to respond to your abilities. And have you been responding to your abilities, or have you been coming up with excuses not to, and excuses not to change? Okay? Alright. So once this is burned down, should burn some more, you're going to bury the petition down in. Sprinkle the seeds. You could just bury them yourself. I put some dirt over here on the side. And water it with your moon water. And now another reason I really went with this ritual is because now is the time right now with the alignments. We just finished a major 7-year cycle. We've come into a new 7-year cycle. A lot of things you've done back in October are really going to be playing into the next 7 years in your life. But right now is a major shifting point for the next 3 years of your life. It's just the way it's lining up. It's the way the planets are shifting in from Capricorn to Aquarius. This is a major shifting of the next 3 years, which is the way everything is going to be lining up and the way these lineups play out. So whatever you're choosing to do here, this is something that you're planning on adding into your life for the next 3 years. These are goals. These are not just regular goals. These are genuine. You're going to make this shift so that you can accomplish whatever major goal you have now is going to be worked on the next 3 years. Alright, so care for your plant. I personally added chanting with my beads, doing daily affirmations with my beads while I sit with my plant. This will be something that as you add to your routine, by the time you see it sprout in the pot, you should start seeing noticeable differences around you. By the time your plant flowers, you should be genuinely to a point where you are truly shifting your frequency and blooming into your ability for whatever it is that you are working towards. Real magic takes time because the earth dimension is a slow frequency. And the importance of growing rituals helps us see that all growth, all true growth, takes some time. So while you are coming up with whatever your affirmations are, or whatever your goals are, and whatever you are sacrificing, genuinely think about, while you're visualizing with your candles, and while you're visualizing with your plants, and while you're doing all this, really visualize what it would be like if that toxic trait was gone, and if you genuinely devoted yourself to this promise of 15 to 20 minutes a day for the foreseeable future. Alright? I think that is all I got for you guys this month. Join us next month. I'll put the link below to join us in the Coven the Silver Cord on Facebook, where I post pictures of our monthly rituals and where you can join along and be part of the joint spell casting. I'll leave that link below. If you like this, please like, share, subscribe, spank the bell to get more notification, and I will talk to y'all later. Blessed be.